guys. So, it's a perfect weekend. I worked a little bit this morning. It's a Friday. It's February 10th. Beginning of the southern summer, I guess. It's like 70-something degrees outside. And it's supposed to be a low of like, I think it's almost 80. A low of like 59. I'm like, short sleeves, shorts, feeling good. I brought cold weather gear just, I guess, to carry it, because why not? I don't think I'm going to need it. But anyways, so I'm here. Came out to DeSoto National Forest. I'll show you the sign over there. It says Black Creek Trail. Going to do the Black Creek Trail. Here's some old signage with a wasp on the inside of it. For the beginning part of this, where I'm at, is the General Jackson Interpretive Trail. And apparently this follows the old post road that General Jackson marched on. I can't really read it too well. But I guess there's more signage talking about their 4-day travel through Mississippi on the way to the Battle of New Orleans. So that must have been like 1812, something like that. And no, it couldn't have been. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, and this is a map that shows the Army's travel, but again, I can barely see it, and it says legend. Sun over there. I just looked right into it, and I'm about to try and make y'all not look into it. Yeah, so I'm out getting a little more time in, because it's so nice. I said I at least want to come and get a quick overnight. This section of the trail, this Black Creek Trail, is about like 40 miles, I think, one way. I'd like to do the whole thing, but right now I am only doing an 8-mile section, and then round trip it's going to be 16, so I'm going to hike out and then back. 7.9 technically. Black Creek Trail. It's in DeSoto National Forest. Right across the street over there is where it comes up from the south. And I'm going to be heading this way past the kiosk north. And so I'm coming out here to get a little more familiarity with some of my new gear. Kind of happy. My weight right now with my food and water for the night, and some just extra sundries. Like I brought my poi, which weigh like almost a pound. Is 15 pounds, like right about 15 pounds. I think just under. So I think that puts me at around a 9 or 10 pound base weight with what I have right now, and I have new stuff coming, so I'm kind of excited about that. But here's a little kiosk. Black Creek Trail, constructed with assistance of the Federal Highway Administration's Recreational Trails Program, administered by the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, matching funds provided by the Forest Service. Thank you guys for all of that. I have heard that this is, sorry, I was looking up at a branch that was just, it's right there, it's just barely hanging. It's like, boy, that thing could come down any moment. Makes it possible for me to be out here on this trail that I've heard is pretty nice. I just went last weekend and last Sunday and hiked on the Tuxachanie Trail, which is also in DeSoto. It's further south down towards Gulfport, and that was a fairly nice trail. But I think this is supposed to be much better, and it's much more secluded and not so. Like, it's already better because like the other one, Tuxachanie Trail is nice, but you're like right in town, and there's a lot of locals that come out, and so the first mile and a half, 2 miles, something like that, is kind of trashy. And I don't mean people, I mean like literally there's just trash. And you can kind of tell how close you are to the trailhead by the ratio of trash to trail. It becomes closer to 1 to 1 as you approach the trailhead, and exceeds that when you actually get right up on the trailhead itself. Ew. So packed some stuff out, tried to lower that. Anyways, like I said, beautiful day, and I'm going to follow these white diamond blazes. I think these are just the general blazes they use here in DeSoto on these recreational trails. That's the same blaze that they use on the Tuxachanie. They're plastic, so some of them melt when they do controlled burns or if there's just a wildfire. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this, and I'll catch up with you guys just a little bit further down. Alright. I'm hiking. Later. This out. Bazing! Piece of a razor blade. Yeah, so it's the dangers of working in a window shop. I guess yesterday or something, when we were working with a blade, a piece of it flew off and it broken. It was already broken on one side, the other side broke, as you can see. And I was wondering where it went to because I couldn't find it, and I guess it got stuck in my shoe. I've been hiking and I was like, what is pricking me in the foot? And I could not figure it out. This little guy. Just had to do some surgery to extricate it from my sole. One less thing cluttering up my soul, man. Alright. I'm only about an hour in right now. And it's still gorgeous. There's only one other person out here because there was only one other car, but they dropped their map. So I've got their map, and I'm hoping I run into them so I can give them their map. Alright, just wanted to share that. It was not comfortable. Alright. Hey, so I think this is kind of interesting. One of the things about this trail is you can kind of see how wide it is. I don't know if it looks very wide. Probably looks less wide with my head in front of it. But this is a pretty wide path because after Hurricane Katrina, or when Hurricane Katrina hit, this trail got totally destroyed. And so they had to open these roads up like this to get all the big equipment in to be able to clear the trail. And so you see these little spots like this, where I don't know if you can see that blaze over there, just on the random tree, where that's where the old trail ran. The trail used to come that way, and they've rerouted some of it. They've reopened some of the original trail, but some of it is not, and it's just kind of hanging out there. I had kind of forgotten about that until I was walking along, and I'm like, what? Huh? What's that? Where's that trail go? So I don't think I'll get lost because it's pretty obvious which trail to be on, if you can't tell. Beautiful day continues. So I just came around to my first real look at Black Creek. I've seen little streamlets. That's really the best way to describe it. I think I spend more time along it now. So here's a little more evidence of the Katrina-dom. The bridge that normally crossed this spot is all the way over there, and here we have just a little clay hill and a spot where we are going to try and cross this without getting wet feet. I had a decent track record, sort of, on the AT, and here I did pretty good. All right. I think I'm a little over halfway to my turnaround point, and I've seen a couple of nice spots to pop in for some rest tonight, but you know, I mean, I still have three and change miles, and which means about probably that would be a 7-mile round trip to get to it. So I probably won't do that tonight. I'll probably just find something a little bit further down, closer to my turnaround point. But this is a nice little place to be, man. I'm really enjoying the peace out here today, for sure. You know, I guess while I got y'all on the horn, I'll show you a little bit of trail and just talk about something that I was thinking about. So when I was driving out here, I had an interesting moment that got me thinking about the way that our brains work. And so I was driving along, and you know, I was thinking about something like, you know, did I forget anything before I was coming out here? And I was running through a list in my head, and the only thing I thought of that I would want to have stopped and picked up was a lighter. I don't have a lighter with me, and so you know, I started thinking about that, and like my brain immediately was like, oh yeah, and grab a pack of smokes. Huh? Yeah, for those of you who don't actually know me in person, which is, you know, the lion's share of you, I haven't smoked in almost 10 years. I smoked for like 15. I haven't smoked in like 10 years. And I don't even have like the urge to smoke ever. So it was really weird that was a thing, that all of a sudden my brain was like, hey, you should have a cigarette. You should go and, yeah, you're going to buy a lighter and get some smokes. So I was trying to figure out like what would have triggered me. And I realized that it's a response to like whenever I was younger and I road tripped a lot, because I recently have been road tripping more, and you know, like, you know, in your life you kind of hit phases. You have modes sort of who you are and the way that you do things. At least I do, because I do a lot of different things. And one of the modes that I was in my life was as a road tripper, you know, constantly thinking about being on the road and going to places. And whenever I moved back to Louisiana, I stopped doing that. You know, kind of settled in a bit, and went back to school and just was working a job and living and all of that. And having done the AT, kind of like, you know, switched that around. So all of a sudden I'm back into like a road tripping mode. And in my brain was like, oh yeah, I remember this mode. Okay, yeah, so what we do is when we're on the road, yeah, we're gonna need a lighter because we need cigarettes. That's the connection. You get a lighter because you need cigarettes, not because you might need to light a fire. You know, hey, no offense to anybody that smokes. You know, I mean, I did it for a long time and enjoyed it, but that's not what I'm about. So I thought it was interesting that you know, that something that you can, a habit that you can erase. Look, there's a creek, man. A habit that you can erase from your life can crop back up just because you switch into certain modes in your brain. It never occurred to me that might be a thing, but there you have it. All right. Well, shower thoughts complete. It's like a buildings over there. It looks like a crane or something. I don't know. I don't know if here. kind of see the red through there, maybe, like up through there. And there's a roof over this way. Crazy. I know I'm not too far from civilization, but you start to feel like you're a little bit farther than you really are. Oh man, look at that. Alright, well, this is going to be my parting shot. God. Absolutely gorgeous, man. This is my favorite hike down south so far. Absolutely stunning, man. Or I should say, in the Gulf Coast region. Oh, beautiful. Alright, time to hike. And you can tell this really sees some flooding action, if you can't tell from the deep stream bed. Kind of cool. So I'm in the Red Hills section. I already made it to my turnaround, and as you can see, there's a little bit of elevation change up through here. It's actually been well, you know, when I say this, it's very relative, but significantly more difficult hiking. It still hasn't really slowed me down, but it's been a little more work. And unfortunately, I haven't really seen much in the way of campsites. There was one that I passed about an hour ago that had somebody at it. That was the last decent spot that I saw. I got my bivvy, so if I really have to, I can just kind of sleep on the trail. I'll be up early, no doubt. But I'd rather not do that. You know, I'd rather have a little spot like kind of off trail. Looks like it's kind of open up a little bit over there. We're right on the edge of game land, and that's got me a little touchy as well, because I have been hearing people hunting. I don't know if you just heard that, but people firing rounds off, and I'm sure they'll be out in the morning. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I enjoyed this section. I'd like to do the whole thing. I didn't really want to turn around when I got to the forest road, but plans are plans right now. So I'm heading back, and probably pretty soon gonna pack it in. If I have to get creative with my bivvy, that's why I have a bivvy, and I will do so. But I think I remember maybe a couple of kind of spots, but it's pretty nice. Like I said, it's very relative. It's flat again. Oh, excuse me. But it is about 5:23 and the sun's going down. So I am on the hunt. Plus I'm kind of hungry. And I've got some delicious tuna packets and a couple of strawberry breakfast crisps. And I am ready to consume those with fervor. Tuna. I think I'd get tired of that. Kind of like Cliff Bars. Everybody says they get tired of Cliff Bars. I had a Cliff Bar earlier, oatmeal raisin walnut. Delicious. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I guess I can understand. You know, if you have a problem with eating the same thing a lot. But I don't know. Doesn't bother me. Alright, well, getting back to my hunt, and I will probably see you guys mañana. Alright, later y'all. Yeah, one last thing actually. It's not mañana. I wanted to show y'all Yellow Bill Creek. It's a nice little spot. There's a little bridge here, and a beautiful little creek with some nice clear looking water, a little sandy bed, and a good flow. Probably one of the better flows that's well, the best flow that isn't Black Creek proper. So I'm gonna bust out my brand new platypus. Aww. And have some Aquamira. Trying that out, man. Gonna try and do the filterless thing and do the purification. We'll see how it works. But alright, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if you can see this. I'm getting some mixed signals out of this sky. Seeing a little bit of blue, but I'm also seeing some of that rainy look. I was hoping this was going to clear up. Oh, and picturesque Black Creek. Yeah, I thought it was going to clear up, but now it looks like I got to get a move on. So, as usual, the race begins. I got I'm probably a half mile in or something. So I got about 6.5 miles or so to get back to the car. Try and do that before the rain hits. So minimum 2.5 hours. We'll see, man. I think I'm gonna step it out a little bit. Maybe I'll have a little extra dose of caffeine. But otherwise it feels great this morning. Oh, and side note, right as I was leaving camp this morning, I heard that pack of coyotes again. I don't know if it was their bedtime howl session or what, but I actually heard them out this way that I'm hiking. So that's kind of interesting. Anyways, alright, I'm going to dodge this spider web. They put one strand up. It's just like one, and it's always at head height. I swear they know what they're doing. I swear they do. Alright, back to work. Beautiful. I'm almost back to the car. It's been a fairly uneventful hike back. I ran into a couple of different people. I found the guy with the map, and I gave him his map back. He was happy. He was actually planning on cutting it short because he didn't have his map. Now he's got his map, maybe he'll be able to spend the night out again. But here's a sign for the General Jackson Interpretive Trail that I showed you the sign that was all kind of mucked up on the way in. And it goes this way, so I'm gonna head this way and continue. I have trash in my hand and trash in that pocket and trash in that pocket. I'm almost at capacity, but I'm gonna head down this way and see if there's anything worth looking at. If there is, I'll bring you guys out. If not, I'll bring you out to say goodbye whenever I get to the Ninja Whip. Alright, so I'm back at the Ninja Whip. Got my trusty pack there, and that bag right there, which I went ahead, I found that by the way, there was nothing too interesting on the General Jackson Trail, but that right there I found when I got back to the parking lot. So I used that for my trash, and then I went ahead and cleaned up the parking lot because it was funky, and now my car smells funky. But you know what? Small price to pay. And guess what I got? Fresh tree, y'all. Because it needs it. Alright, well that's the end of this one. So I'm going to summarize, I guess, real quick while I hang my new tree. I had a pretty good time. Everything worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with. Sorry, I'm pretty happy with the bivvy setup. It's you know, it's comfortable and it's easy. And having a really light pack means I can move really fast, which is awesome. I can't wait for my new tarp to come in. It'll, at the very least, it'll be another reason to get out and, not that I need a reason, but another reason to go out and hike, get some more overnighters in, and show off my shiny new toys. So, alright, new tree installed. Feeling good about all my choices, and now it is time to make like a shepherd and get the flock out of here. So there's our sign, and we're driving out, and there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Black Creek Trail. Alright guys,